Good day and welcome to the 360 show. On today's show, it's all about IPL Retentions, the auction that's right around the corner. Lots to talk about as we cover all 10 teams and some of the moves they've been making. We'll also cover South Africa beating India in that first test match in Kolkata. What a fantastic match for South Africa. Great start to this series. Last but not least, we talk a little bit about the Ashes. It's all on the 360 show. Let's go. As per usual, we start with the 360 view. I'm going to hit the stop clock right now as the 360 seconds are ticking away. Guys, IPL Retentions. Lots of interesting things have been happening. We will be starting with my team, the defending champs, RCB. No surprise here as we kept the bulk of the team together. I was hoping Andy Flower, Mo, and the rest of the team that make these decisions will do something along these lines. And they ended up doing exactly that, almost keeping that starting 11 in that final. Absolutely fantastic to see that. A couple of players released. Liam Livingstone, I know there's a lot of questions about that. Also Lungi Ngidi and the Zimbabwean blessing Muzarabani. Not that key, but because he didn't play a lot. But for Liam and Lungi, they both actually played pretty well at times. But they will be thinking behind that as Andy Flower and his team will have some tricks up their sleeves. They don't have a huge purse remaining, 16.4. It's not bad either. You'll see now when I compare that with the rest of the teams. But releasing Livingstone did cause some stir. And I must be honest, I'm not completely surprised. He's a really good player, all-rounder. He can offer you a lot of impact with both bat and ball. He can bowl off-spin, he can bowl leggies. He's a versatile player. You can slot in almost anywhere in that batting lineup as well. He seems like a bit of a leader on the park as well. But to me, still no real surprise as he was a little bit inconsistent. And there were other players that put up their hands a bit better, I would say, over the last few years. So therefore, he is moving on. But that is also opening up that 16.4 crore purse, which might just prove to be crucial as they will fight to get that balance right. We know Hazelwood will be playing the Ashes, huge workload coming from Australia to the IPL. Will he be fit and ready to go? Will he play half the matches? Will he play all of them? We don't know that. So Livingstone doesn't really solve that problem for RCB. Maybe Lungi was the guy to keep. But anyway, Liam's big purse, or the amount of money he went for, 8.75, opens up options for RCB. And that's why I say it really makes sense. So they will definitely be targeting, I believe, an overseas fast bowler, maybe even an Indian fast bowler, but there needs to be a little bit of backup for guys like Hazelwood. Other than that, title-winning team right here. They've kept the bulk of the team. I love that. It's all about culture, about self-belief. They do believe now. So there was absolutely no reason for them to chop and change too much. Okay, RCB's taken almost half of the time. Let's move on. I'm happy with Team RCB. To all your RCB fans, there are lots to be excited about, and we will see what they get up to in the auction. I will run through it quickly now. CSK, Jadu's gone to RR, Sam Curran also to RR, and then Sanju Samson in from RR. So a little bit of chop and change there for similar amount of money. We'll see the reason behind that. MS, we know, is definitely not got another 10 years left in him, but he is in the team, and it's been said that he's ready to go. But remember, Sanju can play as a batter only. Other than that, huge purse, only the second behind KKR, 43.4. So there will be a lot of movement. Very exciting to see Devil Brevis being retained. No surprise. It's funny how he came off came in for an injured player, and now he finds himself retained for this year's IPL. Absolutely crazy turn of events. CSK, not much more to add. They've kept a decent bulk of their team, obviously with the leadership of Dhoni there, Gaikwad, fantastic. Noor Ahmed, a special mention to him. He is a match winner. It's great to see they got a hold of him, or retained him rather. But there will be some movement. Also a surprise there for me, Rachin Ravindra being released. Other than that, I think it was all just to create a bit of space in that purse so that they can make some really good moves. All right, moving on. MI. Arjit and Dulkar to LSG. Shardul Thakur in from LSG. Rutherford in from GT. Mayank Markande in from KKR. Interesting moves there. Not much to add, to be honest. Key players released: Bevan Jacobs, Karan Sharma, Lazard Williams. No surprises there either. They've kept a decent bulk. They don't have a purse left, so there won't be a lot of action here. 2.75, that's not much. They'll maybe just tweak here and there. You don't really have to tweak much with that solid base that they have. Hardik Pandya, Jasper Bumrah. I mean, the list goes on. Trent Bolt. These are part of the furniture. These guys of MI, and it's good to see them there. So not much will happen with them in the auction. KKR, no players traded, but huge news is Andre Russell. Right, he is the main couch there. He's been the main couch for many, many years, and quite a few other releases there as well. Q2K, Venki Iyer releases a lot of money into that purse for them. There will be movement in this team, guys. It seems like they are ready to freshen up their side and to shake things up. 64.3 purse. That is the biggest budget at this year's auction. So it'll be interesting to see who they target and how they're going to get that balance right amongst the twin spins, Sunil Narayan and Varun Chakravarti, some of the best at the IPL. Really base a team around that. Make sure you get enough runs on the board. Get a fast bowler or two in there, and you're ready to go with a huge purse. I believe that'll be possible. I'm going to sort of warn you already. I'm going to run out of time here. I'm doing my best. There's too many teams. We probably should have only covered half of them. Anyway, SRH, Mohamed Shami is gone to LSG. He's at the back end of his career. We all know that. There's no surprise there. But he's still a very experienced campaigner, and I think he will add a lot of value to the LSG side. And then Vian Mulder, Adam Zampa, Raul Char. Zampa may be the biggest surprise there, but not a lot of money released there as we've just run out of time. But their purse does not look too bad, 25.5 crore. And they've kept some of their key players, Abhishek Sharma, Harshal Patel, interesting. I do love the way that he plays the game, but with that slower ball, obviously absolutely fantastic. He can hit some sixes as well. But has he done enough? Apparently, according to SRH, he has. All right, Heinrich Klaassen, the expensive guy, Pat Cummins. Travis said, Pat Cummins, big question mark. Will he be ready after the Ashes? Will he be fresh and fit? But they do have 25.5, so let's see what they get up to. With Shami out there, they will need a bit of experience and a bit of firepower with the ball in hand. They've come close over the last few years, guys. They've played some decent cricket, ran out of steam in last year's tournament. But it is good to see they've kept the bulk because they have played some decent cricket. No real reason to panic, I believe. All right, Rajasthan Royal, the trading gurus. Sanju Samson's gone to CSK, Nitish Rana to Delhi Capitals. Donovan Ferreira comes in from DC. Ravindra Jadeja in from CSK. Sam Curran in from CSK. Some really good moves. What has it done to the purse? Left them with 16.05. Decent, not great, but decent for a team that's underperformed over the last few years. I don't know if they've done enough here, to be very honest. They've got a decent bulk of players there. Dhruv Jural, Jofra Archer. Will Jofra be fit? Knowing that he's going to be playing some cricket. Luandre Pretorius, the young South African, great to see him there. And then they've kept a hold of some of their star batters, a lot of youngsters there who has got a lot of firepower. Sanju Samson gone now. What will happen here? Who will captain? And what will they be doing this coming season? It will be interesting to see. Donovan Ferreira, obviously a powerhouse hitter of the cricket ball. And it's good to see that people really believe in his ability. All right, so he comes in from Delhi Capitals. But that is RR for you guys. I'm not screaming with excitement here, but there is something to work with. With not a huge purse, they will have to box really smart. We'll see what they come up with. Punjab Kings, Ricky Ponting's team, Glenn Maxwell out. Huge news. Josh Inglis as well, Aaron Hardy. Getting rid of not all of them, most of the Australian players as Marcus Stoinis has been retained, and that is wonderful. He offers a lot with both bat and ball. It looks relatively okay. With Ricky Ponting, we know he's got a great cricket brain. He was always going to make sure he keeps the stronger players, who's been in form, who's been performing well, and he will have a plan in place to use that 11.5 crore to the best of his ability. It's not a lot, but it is something to work with. But remember, they've got a decent bulk here of how many is that? 9 players. So they don't need much more, but they will have to box clever here with only 11.5. All right. Gujarat Titans, guys, also a little bit up and down over the last few years. Obviously winning the trophy not long ago, making to final, and then it's been a slow decline or descent for them. Shofane Rutherford has been traded to MI. We saw that earlier with MI's discussion. But there's been some key players released. I won't say too much to write home about. Dashan Shanaka, Gerald Kitsia, Mal Lomro. It doesn't really open up a lot for that poor purse, so only 12.9, but the bulk once again is there. So you see this trend with most of the teams, except for one or two teams who've decided to freshen up completely. GT's kept the bulk here with Josh Butler, there, KJ Rabada, Muhammad Siraj, Rashid Khan, Washi Sundar, Shubman Gill. So the main dudes are there. So they don't have to work too hard here. They look in a better place than the previous few teams we discussed, Punjab and RR. I feel GT's got that bulk, but they have a decent purse to really play with their balance. So sensible retentions, and they will also have to box clever at the auction, but they have a really, really strong starting lineup there already. All right, LSG, two teams to go here. Shardul Thakur, obviously, to MI. Arjun Tendulkar is in from MI. Nice to see him still in the mix. Hopefully, this will be a breakthrough season for him. Mohamed Shami in from SRH. I think that is a win, even though Shami's at the back end of his career. We know that he loves the pressure. You know what you're going to get from him. He's very consistent, bowls wicket to wicket. And I think he will be really good there at LSG's wicket as well, as it keeps a little bit low, this variable bounce. So we need a wicket-to-wicket bowler, and a really good signing there, I believe. Some players been released: David Miller, Ravi Bishnoi, Akash Deep, and Shamar Joseph. Their purse is not bad, 22.95, but the bulk of the team, I'm not incredibly excited about that. Decent, maybe top 6 in my opinion, maybe not even, maybe top 8. But so I think they've got some work to do at the auction here, guys, because I don't feel the players retained is a tournament-winning retention group. That, my honest opinion, not bad players, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing that makes me feel like, oh, these guys are going all the way. So they'll have to be very smart at the auction. All right, last but not least, Delhi Capitals. They got rid of Faf du Plessis, Jake Fraser McGurk, and also Mohit Sharma, but they traded in Donovan Ferreira out to RR, Nitish Rana in. So a bit more of a conservative player, Nitish Rana, but he brings a bit of stability in the top order. So all in all, not bad. Purse also decent, 21.8 in the middle group there, and not a huge group that they've held onto. So work to be done, in my honest opinion. I think they need a bit of experience in that seam bowling department. They have the spinners in place. They don't have to think too much there, but they need some batters. Haven't got rid of some of the bulk of their top 3, Faf and Jake. I think they'll have to work really hard at the auction to make sure they get the balance right, as they haven't been scoring enough runs throughout this tournament. Remember, guys like Stubbs, Akshay Patel, those guys had to bat a lot last season, and that's what you don't want in T20 cricket. You want your top 5 to go out and score the runs. So hence, not a huge surprise that they got rid of those 2 batters. All right, and that's the auction for you guys. Just pull this up here so you can just recap the salary cap available for the teams there. You can see KKR miles ahead of the rest, CSK second. So lots of work to be done there for those 2 teams, but they have some really smart brains in their franchise, so I'm sure they'll get it right. And then lots of them between like 10 to 25, and only that one team, and that is MI. They are very happy with who they have, and they are building for the future, I believe. Now, they've been saying that for the last few years. It's maybe time to sort of step up now, and I think for them, they'll maybe have a more consistent season, as they've kept the bulk of their team. Not going to be playing around in the auctions. They'll sit back and let the other teams enjoy, and maybe they'll just sort of, I don't know, enjoy the less pressure that they have on them at the auction, because there's a lot of eyes always on MI, but they've showed faith in the team that they have there now. All right, that's the salary caps available. Total money spent as well. Interesting scenarios here, as it'll be a very interesting auction. So all eyes go to the auction. Nice to see all the retentions happen. All right, let's go with AB Reacts then, guys. First up is South Africa and India. The test series over there in India. The first test match is done and dusted. Before I could blink, the test match was over. Exactly the wicket that India wanted, said Gautam Gambhir. Very interesting comments there. Maybe to a certain extent having a bit of a go at his players, saying this is what we prepared. Why didn't we perform? Interesting trend developing over there in India over the last few years, guys. Obviously, very difficult to beat India at home. It's been the trend for many, many years, but over the last 3 to 5 years, things have been changing. So South Africa winning the toss, crucial toss, always in the subcontinent. Generally, you want to bat first, but then you want to go out there and make enough runs. I felt we were 80 to 100 short. I was eyeing out after watching that first 10 overs. I thought, oh, it's going to be a flat wicket. And then all of a sudden, things started happening. And that's when my lights went on. And I thought to myself, 250 is a winning score. Not winning because the test match is a long time, obviously over 5 days. But I felt 250 will give you an opportunity to be right in the game, knowing that you're going to bowl last on a deck that will be breaking up more and more as time goes on. Anyway, South Africa only got 159. And I think I sort of summed it up well. I think 250 would have been fantastic with India's 189, 61 run lead. Will set you up to go and bat with a bit of freedom, set it up for your bowlers to go and win the test match. It wasn't the case. South Africa made it tough for themselves. And India never took that opportunity to make that 189, 250 plus, because then it would have been done and dusted. Small margins, guys, even though it looks straightforward, test cricket is very complicated sometimes. And the margins are incredibly small. If you can get one batter that can just make it a little bit hard for the bowlers to get him out, just grind it out there. Things can turn around very quickly. And I'm referring to Temba Bavuma. It looked game over for South Africa. And it looked insignificant that he's hanging around there, scoring a 50. Who cares? It's game over. Nope. That was the match-winning knock. Absolutely phenomenal from him. We had that interview with him, guys. We saw him going to India early, preparing for this test series. I commended him on that, saying that not a lot of players in the past would put up his hand to sort of go a tier down, play for South Africa A team in a warm-up match in India. And I am very proud of the way he went over there. Didn't score a lot of runs in that A game, but still just to get accustomed to the Indian conditions and preparing for this test match. And it proved to be absolutely crucial that 55 of 136, you take even 20 or 30 runs off that 50, guys. Even just one little glitch, one moment of weakness where you're thinking, this is game over. I don't know why I'm fighting so hard out here. And it would have been win for India. But no, he got a 55 not out, sort of guided the tail of the back end there. A lot of them chipped in. And maybe Shukri Conrad's ploy of playing deep with the batters. I think we batted to 11 with Maharaj coming in at 11. Proved to be absolutely crucial, right? So we got an extra 30 to 40 to 50 runs with the tail there. And at the end of the day, that was the difference. And it shows you sometimes, not sometimes, very, very often in test match cricket, it is the tail that can really break the backs of the opposition. If you bat to the number 11, everyone's got the same mindset of, I just want to play a role for the team here, have a small impact, whether, doesn't matter how big or small, just sort of chip in for the team, hang in there with Bavuma. And it proved to be the difference at the end of the day. So well done to them. As for India, some concerns, guys. They've lost 4 test matches in the recent times over there in India, and that's unheard of, all right? And Gautam Gambhir obviously talking about the pitch, saying that's exactly what they wanted, but where are they going wrong at the moment? Yes, there's time in this test series to still turn it around, but what is the case? What is happening here? Have they become worse players of spin over the last few years? I don't think so. Is the opposition coming over a bit more prepared? In my days, we didn't know about the fact that you can play 2 or 3 or 4 spinners in a test match. So maybe it is the opposition who are coming more prepared, understanding the conditions better, playing spin better as well. I think it's always been the case. I've always thought that there's enough in the wicket, but a lot of the opposition touring to India have come with a wrong setup of 11 to run out and actually put India under pressure. Now, we see a lot of variation with the spinners. We see teams getting more clever and batting down the order, for instance, picking 11 guys who can all chip in with a bat. You don't often see that in test match cricket. 2 frontline spinners. Markram can bowl spin. Very versatile team who gives you lots of options. We saw New Zealand do that as well when they played India and beat India in the test series. And maybe India's got some things to think about. And maybe they should change the makeup of the pitches and not ask for turners, but make it more of a fair test sort of pitch that will last for at least 4 days and sort of grind your opposition down. Maybe it is time for them to tweak their mindset along or around the game plans that they have over there. I can't put my finger up. I'm throwing a few ideas. I can't put my finger on exactly what the reason is, but I do feel the opposition teams are coming more prepared. and playing better cricket and are prepared to sort of grind it out for longer periods of time, where in the past maybe that wasn't the case. And the information and the knowledge of playing over there in India was just not good enough. All right, so it's good to see India being under a bit of pressure, opposition teams coming over there and sort of competing. And same with India when they tour these days. They go to England. We saw that recently, 2-2 against England. So I just think that is sort of a trend around the world where teams are going more prepared. We've seen AI, statisticians, analysts, all of them getting all the information together for the teams, and they go over on tour more prepared than ever, which is good for the game of cricket. All right, guys, the Ashes around the corner. Australia under a bit of pressure as they have injury concerns with Pat Cummins. And who is the other bowler that is under pressure? Hazelwood is out of the Ashes opener, and also Cummins to at least miss that first fixture. Is this maybe an opportunity for England to go up 1-0? They've had some trying times over there in Australia over the last few years, but maybe this is an opportunity to get that momentum early in the series. But I wouldn't get too excited because there is one name that stands out here, and it's right at the bottom of the list: Scott Boland. I watched him play in I think a domestic match recently. I've followed his career over the last 3 to 5 years, getting more game time for Australia. He always has an impact as a bowler. So I wouldn't get overly excited and overly confident from an England point of view. But England's got reason to be confident as they have a very similar makeup of a team that's been playing over the last while. Mark Wood, it's nice to see him there with outright pace. And they're just going to have to score enough runs on those good Aussie wickets to give the bowlers opportunity to release and to be free out there, because they are relatively inexperienced in the bowling department. Lots of youngsters, but there is outright pace and they will run in all day for you. All right, so we'll see what happens with the Ashes there. We'll cover a bit more about that as that first test match gets going. Nice to see Marnus Labuschagne there. I'm not sure if he's going to play. And also Brendan Dockett is the guy that comes in for those injured players. But yeah, all in all, it's difficult to make a call here. All I know is England's got an opportunity to grab hold of the momentum initially. But remember, they are playing in Australia. It is brutal over there. I absolutely love watching the Ashes, especially over there in Oz, as the test matches go for at least 4, sometimes 5 days on really good cricket wickets. And you have to really work hard to get those batters out and to work them over. 25th of November is that first one in Perth. It's 5 test matches. That's also one thing that I love about the Ashes. It really is a marathon and not a sprint. And I would love to see more 5 test match series happen in the future. Brisbane will be the second one. Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney. That final one that will end on the 8th of January, and that will conclude the Ashes this year. Let me know what you guys think. Who will win the Ashes this time around? Opportunity for England, as Australia have some injuries, but it is brutal to tour over there in Oz. It's not easy. The crowd is hostile, and they will be all over England. But England's got the Barmy Army, so maybe there is something to hold on to. All right, that is it for the Ashes and for AB React. Let's move on to the comms box. I want to thank all of you for your comments and interacting with me here. First up, the Marvel Zone. I've heard your name before. Thanks for your constant interaction on the channel. This video made my day. Old question from April 5th showed up at 8:18, and it was such a special feeling. While watching this collection video, I realized I actually remember 5 to 6 of these questions. Even without a live stream today, you still find ways to keep us connected. Thank you for that. It has been a very difficult very busy last few weeks over here for the Villiers household. Lots of activities, cricket, birthday parties, you name it, lots of rain. I've been planning to do from AB to 360 videos, but it's literally been raining for a week non-stop over here in South Africa, or in Pretoria at least. But thanks for hanging in there with me. I've got the best team in the world, 42, who's really helped me with creating content on weekends like this when it's really busy and I can't jump on for a live session. I love the live sessions, by the way. It is my favorite. So I will be back on it soon again. Saying that, I'm at a 50th birthday weekend away this coming weekend. So maybe this weekend we'll also have to make a plan. But soon I will get back into rhythm. All right, ABC, give me some batting tips. My eyes close when the ball exactly hits the bat. So you've got a bit of fear of the ball on probably a decent length. Very, very normal. So that's your first good sign, or not good sign. It's just good for you to know that I also struggled with that back in the day. I'm not sure how old you are, but I used to, on a good length, it was really difficult. I'll almost twitch a bit and close my eyes, being scared of that impact of the ball on the ribs. So my advice to you would be maybe use a hard ball, like a slash ball, practice a bit with that, and then you'll have to get your technique in a place where you can start trusting the line of the delivery. Go watch some of the From AB 2360 videos. Make sure you have that bat plane in the right area. And then it's a matter of hardening up a bit. Have a bag of cement and harden up. Be prepared to take the shots, because this will bother you in the future if you don't fix it. But it is something most players struggle with growing up, is to really commit to a certain line, not to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and trust the line that you are playing. Keep your head still. If your head tilts, that's where you end up pushing at it and sort of closing your eyes a touch. Keep your eyes parallel to the ground, and hopefully you will manage to find the way forward. What makes Temba so determined and calm on the field? It's a character thing, right? It's part of who he is. We saw in that interview, when he speaks, he is relaxed, he's calm, he's a deep thinker, and that really shows on the field. And South Africa's reaped the rewards, or the players around him, through a very calm, calculated captain. Well, that's the most I've ever seen him celebrate when they won that test match. It was great to see a bit of emotion come out of Thames. And all of us South Africans are really proud of him and his team. I mean, against all the odds over the last few years, everything they are achieving is absolutely phenomenal. And once again, it shows you character beats stats, right? Players with character, that's what you want under pressure. Simon Harmer, Keshav Maharaj, under pressure there with the ball, knowing they will have to be the players to get the wickets on that final innings for India. They come through with character. Markram, throw him the ball, he's got character, he fights for the team. And all the batters fighting it out there. I still think we have work to do in the batting department, so we'll see if they fix that. But we need maybe one or two more players who are prepared to do what Temba did, fight it out under trying circumstances. All right, add how to read a bowler's mind. Now, that is more like a book that I need to go and write. Write and then read. Guys, that is a tough question, but there are always information. There are tips out there. There's information you can gather through just observing and keeping your eyes open, seeing what the captain is doing, reading body language. Lots of information you can get through just watching the game, even before you bat. Keep your eyes on the game, on the scoreboard. Understand how the bowlers are trying to get their wickets. What are what's the wicket playing like? What's the conditions like? What's the threat on the day? And where are my areas that I can actually cash in and create a bit of momentum? So that's how you read a bowler's mind. You gather all the information, and then you clear your head as the bowler runs in, as the game plan is already printed in your brain. All right, where can I buy a 360 bat, guys? It's in around 50 stores in India. I'm not going to go through the whole list. In South Africa, we are low on stock, as it's all been sold out, which is a good problem to have. As you know, the equipment comes from in India, so shipping it over here takes a while. There's a big shipping coming over, I think, end of December, early January. So from next year onwards, it will hopefully be in more stores. I am also in conversation with a lot of the distributors over here in South Africa. Some of the big businesses are interested, so hopefully we will get it right around South Africa and for everyone to enjoy. All right, last but not least, thanks for that, guys. Too cool for school. Where there is a will, there is a way. A disabled person playing cricket shots. Let's have a look at this. Absolutely phenomenal. That's really special and heartwarming to see, right? Doesn't matter what life confronts you with. If there's a will, there is a way, as I said prior to that video. It gets me quite emotional to see people like that. And who are we to sometimes complain about the smallest things in life? I say we, like me, sorry. Who am I? Not to see the glass half full more often than not. We all go through ups and through downs. The downs are not easy. We sometimes feel a bit sorry for ourselves, but we always just got to remind ourselves it is an absolute privilege just to be alive and to be breathing. And there's your proof in the pudding right there. No matter what kind of situation you're confronted with, that guy decided, you know what, life hasn't always been easy, but that's not going to stop me from enjoying my passions, my hobbies. If there's a will, there is a way. I'm going to leave you on that note, guys. Thanks for joining me in this week's 360 show. Subscribe to the channel, like this show. Also follow me on social media platforms. I might not see you on 360 Live this coming weekend, but rest assured I will have something prepared for you guys over the weekend. I'm going to a really special friend's 50th birthday party over there in St. Francis. It's on the east coast of South Africa, close to Port Elizabeth, one of my favorite cricket grounds in the world, about an hour's drive from there. We're going to be playing some golf and celebrate a really good friend's 50th. All right, take care. Have a fantastic week, and I will be seeing you all soon. Bye now. All right, let's react.